Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, is a 2024 post-apocalyptic dystopian action film written and directed by George Miller and stars Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. Let's take a look. Hey there guys, thanks for coming to CinemaBear. My name's Eric Ortiz. Before we get started, please do me a massive favor and hit that subscribe button. Super appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. Mad Max, or Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. We find this is the origin story of Furiosa, the character from Mad Max Fury Road, the stealth lead to Mad Max Fury Road. And here we see where she's originally from, her upbringing, and most importantly for those that are nihilistic, how she lost her arm. In terms of directing, this movie is not as refined and not as chaotic as Fury Road, which is a little bit of a disappointment. That said, the action sequences are still remarkably well executed. It is clear, it is precise. There is probably a little bit of an overuse of CGI and green screen that I didn't notice as much with Fury Road that I noticed here. But that said, when the action's happening, you don't necessarily care because it's so well directed. George Miller knows how to make these movies, and I like to think you'll get an opportunity to do another Mad Max film after this one. In terms of the script, what this movie does that the other Mad Max films really don't do is it does a lot of world building. You have 3 citadels in this film. One handles the ammunition, one handles the fuel, and the citadel we focus the most on handles the food supply. And that's where we see Immortan Joe and his brides, and basically like what would become the setup for Mad Max Fury Road. It's not necessarily filled with characters that you like. That said, there are characters that the motivations are very clear, and I do appreciate how Miller and his writing team, they don't write one-dimensional characters. Like, each of these characters could have their own film and it would actually be rather entertaining to watch. I wish Furiosa had more lines of dialogue. That said, I understand why she doesn't. Yeah, that's as far as I'll get into it. I like the script, I like the storytelling, I like the world building. It is a strong foundation for this universe. In terms of the acting, it's actually pretty good overall. Chris Hemsworth playing the main villain, Dementus, it looks like he's having the time of his life. He has this ridiculous chariot with 3 motorcycles in front, and I don't know how he's like, it just looks cool and it looks absurd. But he's having fun, we're having fun watching him. Anya Taylor-Joy, her performance as Furiosa is actually pretty low-key, and it feels like it connects perfectly into Charlize Theron's take on the character in Fury Road. Earlier I reviewed One Life starring Anthony Hopkins and Jonathan Flynn, and they both play the same character, Nicholas Winton. And it's a testament to the actors where you can see the younger version of that person and then the seasoned version of that person, and it doesn't feel like there's a disconnect there. And what Anya Taylor-Joy does here with her take on Furiosa complements a lot of the work that Theron does in Fury Road. So it's really, really well acted. Again, I wish she had more lines of dialogue, but I'm not going to complain about it one bit. The other characters in this film, again, acting wise, they know what kind of movie they're in, and everything is very tongue-in-cheek. I recently bought the Mad Max video game because of this movie, and I wouldn't be surprised if the performances in that game kind of match the performances in this film. If there's one thing that makes this movie stand out amongst the action films out there is the fact that for the most part a lot of the action is in camera. And in terms of its aesthetic, I mean, all the action is pretty much in the desert. No movie looks like this film. If you're a gamer and you like a game like Borderlands or Rage is another one that kind of borrows a lot from this, you'll feel right at home. That sense of spectacle and that sense of just like chaos is very much in here, and not as intense as Fury Road, but still very much there. I wish more of it was in camera, but if it keeps the actors, you know, the performers and crew safe, I think that's the better way of doing it. No one should lose their life while making a film. It's a very entertaining movie. It's a very well-made movie. I think that this kind of bleeds beautifully into Fury Road. You can watch them one right after the other and have, like, you know, 4.5 hour cinematic experience that's really entertaining. And yeah, that's my feeling on this one. This movie is absolutely cine entertaining, and I don't think that it loses loses anything by being a prequel. It feels very much at home in the timeline of the Mad Max films, and I think if you give it a shot, you'll have an amazing time, a very entertaining time watching it. And that's my take on Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Very fun film. See it in IMAX if you can. I've seen it like 3 times already. Maybe I'll catch it one more. And yeah, thank you very much for watching Cinema Bear. My name is Eric Ortiz. I will see you for the next one. Take care.